The real reason why people have different looking faces. More on this after this intro. Welcome back, Jags. This is Left Side of the Brain. Go ahead, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the share button, and hit the subscribe button. As promised, I'm dropping a video today, but it won't be 3 videos. I decided not to do that because, number one, it got a little too late. I didn't get no sleep last night. I stayed up all the way till till 7. I went to get me some breakfast. Then I had to go get my hair rebraided at the top. So I've been up all day. I haven't had no sleep. So I know I'm gonna sleep good tonight. So, but I didn't break my promise, because what you about to get right now is going to be the equivalent of 3 videos in one. I'm telling you, it's gonna be that good. Now, what we want to talk about is the real reason why people have different looking faces. And it's not because the universe just decided to make variety. No, it's deeper than that. Now, some of the things that we're going to speak about in this video is relating to the illusion of difference, but it's different from anything that we ever spoke about in relationship to the illusion of difference. Now, y'all know how we do on this channel. We peel back onion layer by onion layer. We not no surface people as Jaguars. We go deep down the rabbit hole, right? Now, here's the reason, y'all. You see, the truth of the matter is people have different looking faces to disguise the fact that HPBs or everyday members of society, they really don't accept difference, okay? But the illusion is in their faces. When you look at people and you see different faces, it's a visual illusion. And the subliminal message behind that subliminal illusion is this right here. Visually, you see people look different. So visually and subconsciously, it triggers inside of your subconscious mind that people accept difference, because everybody's face look different. And this store that I'm walking in, they accepting everybody to buy groceries in the grocery line. That's the obvious, message behind that, right? Think about it. That's the unspoken message behind that. Everybody's face look different. So obviously humans accept difference. But that's just the cover. When you peel back the cover, you will discover that beneath the faces or behind the mask of the HPB, they are the same spirit. And that little disguise of the difference of facial appearances, that's to trick your shallow mind. See, a shallow-minded person, they don't question their subconscious mind. I repeat, a shallow-minded person does not question the subconscious mind. That's what we do. Leave that to us. Leave that job to the Jaguars. We question the subconscious mind, right? That's why they can't play tricks on us. Most people, they just deal with the forward mind. They don't deal with what I call the backward mind, that hidden mind, right? So these different facial appearances, that's projected to the forward mind. And you take it and you see it, and your brain calculating images of people's faces. And then if you don't think deep, you just take it upon yourself. Everybody should get along. All these different races of people, we should get along. Everybody is beautiful. We just got different faces, different shades of color and all this. Oh, yeah, that's right. We should all get along. Yeah, everybody accept difference, because we look different, and we can learn to get along and accept difference, because you know, the universe made us in all of these varieties. No, the HPB realm put all of this variety in place to deceive those who cannot see what time it is, because it's a reason behind everything, even down to why the next person's face look different from the next person's face, right? So once they get you caught up into believing that people accept people with different faces, once they get your subconscious mind to accept that people accept you being different visually, once they get you to accept that, then it's easy for them to get you to debunk the message. Like when I say HPBs are real and it's a secret wars and it's us versus them and we got souls and they don't have souls, and you know, it's HPBs versus the United Souls. And once you hear somebody speaking like that, and once you start telling people about things like the HPB realm, you know, nobody's going to believe it. Because they're going to be like, oh, what's wrong with you? Why don't you just accept people for who they are? You know, they're not talking about the spirit part of that person. They're talking about just accept this person for who they are. He's a human just like you. He bleeds blood. He bleeds red blood. This, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, that's just an illusion to trick you, right? And here's another thing I thought about. What is normal, right? Because if everybody's face look different, that means nobody's face is really normal because everybody looks different. So like if everybody's face looks different and everybody got a different handprint, then there's no such thing as a normal fingerprint, right? Because everybody's fingerprint is different. That's another way the illusion of difference trick you into believing that it tricks you into believing that the HPB realm does not keep people out from being normal. But in actuality, it does. See, let's run back some things that we said so far. The difference in appearance of face represents a disguise to make you think difference is accepted. The difference in appearance and face is a disguise to make you believe that not being normal is accepted. Because since everybody got a different looking face, no face is actually normal looking, right? So all of this is just a disguise. It's like a reverse, it's like a reverse to what really the HPB realm is about, right? The inner aspect of those people behind that face is everything opposite of what the illusion of the face is trying to project. It's the very opposite of what the illusion of the face is trying to project, right? Because that's how they throw you off. They don't want you to ever get it. You see what I'm saying? Like, and so with that being said, imagine if everybody looked the same. If everybody had the same look. If everybody had the same look, then what would that mean? If everybody looked identical, it would ruin the it would ruin the HPB room. Because then if they isolated you from the group, they wouldn't really have a reason to, they wouldn't have no excuse for why they were isolating you. You get my point? Because they couldn't say they couldn't say you didn't like fit the standard, because then without the facial appearance, everybody would have to deal with each other based upon like raw spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like raw spirit. It'll be too obvious why certain of us United Souls, it'll be too obvious why we are getting ostracized. You know what I'm saying? If you take facial appearance out of this thing, you blow the cover. Because then you will see everybody who does everything the same just like a robot. They would look just like a robot. How they move around during the day, never talking about a deep conversation. And if you look just like them and you was talking deep and acting differently from them, you would stand out even more, and they would stand out as robots even more. You get what I'm saying? It'll make you with the soul look more exposed, and it would make them look more exposed. So what they want to do, the reason why we have the difference in looks, is to make everything look questionable. It's to make everything look ambiguous. It doesn't want these truths that I say to be obvious, right? Because we know that built inside of this universe is a measure of deception. Okay, now I'm about to repeat some things I've said in the past. For instance, for you to deny that this is not, for you to deny that this, what we live in, is not the HPB room, something has to be seriously wrong with you. Because you can even just look at nature itself. Like a spider building a web, an invisible web to catch insects flying through the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like certain animals with, you know, fur to resemble, you know, their surroundings. Like leopards have spots, zebras have stripes. You know what I mean? You got fur on animals created to disguise them. So if you can see disguise and deception, call it what you want to call it, it's built inside of the DNA of the species to deceive another animal or another insect or whatnot. So if it's even in the insects and the animals, what would make you think is not built inside of the humans to not be made up in a world of deception through appearance? What would make you think that? You would have to be like crazy. That's why I be saying to myself, like, I'd be like, I wonder what people be thinking when they be listening to these videos. Like, this type of stuff is not ever going to be written in a book, because it's not meant for you to figure it out. They never going to put it in a book. It's not meant for you to figure out, because the very people who write the books are the very people who are educating you to think in a certain way. They don't want you to be able to think outside of the box, because if you think outside of the box, well, the reason for why they don't want you to think outside of the box. It's in the saying. It's in the saying itself. They don't want you to think there is life outside of the box. The moment you put a turtle in a box that's 5 feet high, the moment he sees that it's a world outside of that box, he's going to try to climb out of that box. That's just how the mind operates. The moment the mind sees something beyond its surroundings, that instinct of discovery and exploration will kick in. So they know that once you discover that there is something outside of this HPB realm, that freedom beyond this really exists, they know then that natural human instinct of discovery and exploration will kick in. Just like a 2-year-old. Once they discover how to open one little box of cereal, they're gonna be like, now if I can do that, I'm gonna open up the plastic that the cereal is in. Then you come in the room, little Johnny, you done spilled cereal all over this floor. Why did little Johnny do that? Because his quest of discovery is not quenched by just opening up the cereal box. He want to go deep below the surface. He want to open up the plastic. He want to eat whatever. That's why children have that mind of no limitations. Because, at that age, no cap at that age, has been put on their mind of exploration. No one is telling them that you can't think this way, and you can't do this, and you can't do that. That's why they do anything. They'll eat anything, put their fingers in their mouth, they lick the lid of the toilet seat. They be doing all type of stuff. Because that's the natural state of a human. The natural state of a human is no limitations. And that's just reflecting the soul that's inside of that person. Right? Because souls, they regenerate, for one. And we know that a soul is a collection of information. That's all a soul is when you think about it. It's just a collection of information. So souls come into this world, whether HPB or not, they come into this world with that discovery. And then when they reach a certain age, if you was a HPB in your past, see, I believe the HPBs just keep coming back. That's another thing. HPBs really don't die. They just keep recycling. They keep recycling, they keep recycling, they keep recycling. But let's just say you was a person with a soul and you ended up in this world. Let's say you didn't get all that you needed to know to break free from the HPB realm. Because I did teach at one point that you keep coming back to the HPB realm if you can't break through the veil of ignorance over your soul. That ignorance, if you die with ignorance, that ignorance is like a gravity that'll pull your soul back to the HPB realm. But if you got like this type of information, when you take your last breath, the HPB realm, it can't grab hold to that soul again. It can't put you back into this world. It'll be impossible for them to do it. Like me, at this point, it'll be impossible. Like if I could turn back the hands of time and I could go back to being like 7 and 8 years old with this type of information, just imagine how advanced you would be. If I could live my life from this point, if I could take what I know now, and let's just say I went into a time machine, went back to my young self, my body went back to how it was when I was 8, but with the same mentality I have now. man, whew, it'll be over with. But see, that's the thing. That would be impossible because what they would try to teach me, it wouldn't be able to hold weight. It wouldn't be able to hold me down. It would have no effect on me. And the HPB realm, it's not in the business of trying to bring in a whole bunch of people like myself that has a soul. Because the HPB realm, it has to always consist of more bricks than the inmates inside of the prison. That's what the whole thing, human prison bar, began from. It's a concept which tells you about how all of these different looking faces and stuff, they make up the human prison bar realm to close you in. So you will always be the minority amongst the majority. So no matter how much truth you know, it'll never be able to reach the masses because they're not going to allow it. They're going to say, oh, that's odd. You are oddball. You crazy. So we're going to ostracize you. We're going to ostracize you, you know. And another thing, if everybody looked alike, they couldn't use racism as one of the tools to deflect people away from what the human prison bar realm is all about. See, racism is just another ploy, another vice to make people think the problem in the world is about racism. We all got to get together and come together, and this race loved that race. Even if that race loved this race, you still gonna be dealing with the secret wars, us versus them. That's not going to disappear, people. So that's why I was saying that if everybody looked alike, it would be too obvious what's going on. It would be too obvious that this thing, the problems in the world, is about bad spirits versus good spirits. So they gotta keep this mirage of different looking faces to you know, to keep you thinking that they accept difference, and at the same time keeping you away from the fact that they don't accept difference, because behind the mask, behind the veil, that's where that real person lives. And behind the veil, they all look alike. They all ugly behind the veil. For those who got that spiritual eye, they all ugly behind the veil. Y'all know what? I like this video that I'm doing right here. This remind me of like when I first started this channel. This is what this type of video remind me of. Because when I first started this channel, I used to just be sitting down one place, like going, like everything would be like a red light edition. I like this video right here. But yeah, that's how it would be. And they don't want it to be easily figured out. I'm telling y'all, man, the human prison bar realm is very, very intricately made, because this is a prison, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. This is a prison made to deceive a spirit that came from God. So you know the devil knows that once God's spirit picks up on what's going on, you will never be able to hold that spirit of God back. So that's why they had to make this human prison bar realm so intricately. They made it to appear like you are free. They made it to feel like you having a good time. Remember what I told y'all? Open space gives off an illusion that you are not actually in a prison. Think about it. I can put a man in in the middle of 100-acre field and tell him to run. He gonna think he free. But at the end of that 100-acre field, it's a fence. You're still enclosed in an area. So that's what the human prison bar realm is like. It'll have you believing that success and money is freedom. It'll have you believing that getting that beautiful woman is freedom. It'll have you believing that reaching your career goals and aspirations is freedom. But all the while, it'll never tell you that true freedom is discovering that you exist in the HPB realm. That's the truth, people. The right understanding to heaven. What I'm telling y'all, you're not gonna get it no realer than this. And y'all know that. And that's why y'all keep coming back. And that's why I keep coming back. And that's why I can't leave this bullshit. And that's why you can't leave this bullshit, because you love it. And you know deep down inside of yourself, at the end of the day, it's always going to come right back down to this left side of the brain bullshit that I'm saying. You know it and I know it. And we both stuck in this truth together. We both in this truth prison together. We can't escape the truth, just like how the HPB can't escape the HPB realm. But I'd rather be locked up in the truth, because I don't like to be lied to. I like to be able to see. And to me, real vision is being able to see things for what it really is. That's why a person can actually see with their two eyes, but really be blind. Real sight is being able to see that the HPB realm exists. If a person does not know that this is the HPB realm, mark my words, you can quote my words, that person is not a wise man. That person is not a wise woman. That person is ignorant, deaf, dumb, blind, and still asleep. And with that, this is Left Side of the Brain. And y'all know I had to come hard this video, because I was like, when I record this, because I promised them 3, I promised myself I'm going to give them something to forget about that I couldn't do all 3 today. So I was like, I'm going to have to come heavy. So the spirit was just been talking to me today, and he gave me this title to talk about today in this video. And with that, tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section below. I plan on doing a video tomorrow. I'm about to edit this one and upload it and everything. Tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. What else? I guess that's it. And with that, this is Left Side of the Brain signing out. What we say, HPB's down, Jaguars up. And this is Left Side of the Brain signing out.